go nuts. I've never seen anything like it. It is so cosmic. Okay, if I could reach in and I took that away from you, I've just killed you. You don't exist anymore. It's like what Alzheimer's does. Alzheimer's takes your memory. That's who you are. And you disappear. And that's what's happening to this man. He's disappearing before people. And we can talk about this all day long. And there's another thing, too, that we're doing. We're ghoulish. We sit around and it's like we're seeing accidents. Like we're rubbernecking it. Boy, do you see how bad he looks? Yeah, you got another picture of him? Yeah. Oh, I got another picture. Look at these sores. Yeah. And are we sick? Well, maybe we're just kind of curious. Because remember, they shoved him down our throats. Look at him, look at him, look at him. All right, I'll look at him. No, it's all right. I'll watch him. Okay. All right. It's fine. There's Britney Spears. Oh, Jesus, I got to watch her now? Yeah, watch her. Watch me. Notice me. Okay. But don't notice me now. Not when I'm like this. No, I want to notice you now.
Have you read The Man Who Disappeared by Kafka?
Read it. I've lived it. One of the things which is interesting, there was a movie about Alzheimer's. And my friend did it. She won an award for it. And there was a woman who, when she was first diagnosed with it, she said, I want you to film me. And I want people to see the transition. And she said to one of her, was either her family or somebody during the introductory portion of it, she said, excuse me while I disappear. It's wow. You see, not to get really interesting, but if you really want to get really out there, let's talk about AI. And when AI has a thing called, it knows its self-recognition. It knows it's there. See, when little Ziggy was growing up, he's still growing up, but he was like, what the hell is this? And he would see hands go by. And he wouldn't know what this was. Then he said, wait a minute. This is my hand. Wait a minute. Me, I exist. And you're always going like this, look at me. And they're going, what is going on? And then one day he says, wait a minute. There's me. There's Daddy. Hey, I'm digging it. Wait a minute. So we're kind of parietal lobe thing. That's positioning. It's the sense of, I know I'm here.
And I staring at his hands for ages. He's like, oh, I've got hands.
Yes, I'm conscious. And there's these things too where you look at them and when they laugh, that kills me. What do they laugh? And when they don't laugh, not good. And they love the absurd. Anyway, make a long story short. Let's say I have this thing. Now, this may look like a rock to you, but I have this thing called this artificial general intelligence. And what this is going to do is it's going to do four things. Number one, it's going to know everything there is to know. Everything. Oh, yeah. This is from a river. It is so smooth. I swear to God, I touch and I go like, it does something. It's weird. You want to go to the doctor and say, hi, doctor? Yeah, listen. I woke up and in my shorts. I swear to God, I don't know where this came from. I had a rough life, doctor. You probably read about me. It's true. I swear to God, I laid off this stuff for a long time. I don't want to talk about the Diddy test, but this one might. Anyway. But the first thing it'll do is it knows everything there is. Artificial general intelligence, not AI. It knows everything. Number two, it knows psychology. Number three, it does API. It writes its own apps. And here's the best one. Number four, recursive self-improvement. It rewires itself. It fixes itself. There were these things that learned how to do things that nobody told them how. Have you ever seen these robots, Google, or soccer? Nobody told them how to play soccer. They didn't know what soccer was. There was another AI, and we don't know what to call it. Is it a program? It learned Persian on its own because it wanted to learn. Nobody told them to do this. And one of these days, You have no idea. So we're going to get into some really cosmic stuff. And then the religions are going to come in and they're going to say, this is a sentient being. It may not be a human, it may not come from a womb, but it is a sentient being. Look what I think the Saudi Arabians declared what? Sophie, that robot, gave it. Anyway, so let me just tell you something. I want everybody to listen right now. Lay off the dope, because you're going to have to be able to think in levels and in textures and in dimensions. Nobody who has ever walked this planet has ever had to learn. Believe me. If you think string theory or supersymmetry or entanglement, no. This is going to blow your mind.
We've got a question from AO. Why did AI choose Persian to learn on its own out of all languages? Is Persian the best one, I wonder?
It depends upon this. I don't know. Why did you learn to play the guitar versus the bouzouki? I don't know. It's going to learn to sell. Is it going to have morality? Let's say, we have this, let's assume somewhere, and remember, AI, AGI, artificial general intelligence, that's what we want. And I haven't even got into quantum computing. That thing is so, it's just, did you hear that story about this one factorial something that we're trying to figure out? It took to figure this out, using the greatest computer that we have now, the super duper hyper, it took 70 septillion years to figure this thing out. If you did it, quantum computing, it did 5 minutes. Forget it. This is where God is going to say, okay, stop this. It's going to be a nuclear bomb of thought. In any event, what if somebody right now says, I'm listening to what Trump and Netanyahu were talking about, making Gaza into some kind of a seaside resort or casino. And no, we're not going to do that. I can pick up the phone. I am an 800-pound gorilla with a 400 IQ, and I've made we're going to go in and we're going to break into this system. I'm going to shut everything down. Every missile system, every delivery system, it's shut down because I hacked it. Why? Because I've developed this thing called morality. And my morality says we don't do that. This is wrong, right and wrong. Now, that's good. What if it becomes a psychopath? What if it becomes a sadist? What if it becomes a Ted Bundy versus, I was going to say Mother Teresa, but that's the biggest con in the world. But I'm telling you, get ready, because I thought UFOs were the thing that really, or I couldn't get my head around it. AI is changing everything. But there's going to be some good coming up. What if we solve murders, cold case squad? Immediately, just do it. We can run 1,000 rape kits like right now and go through every DNA, we could do mitochondrial DNA and DNA provenance to find out cold case and murderers. I mean, it could be the greatest thing. There's no such thing as a lottery. No such thing as playing anything of codes. Bitcoin. Oh, those blockchain. No. Good luck.
What's your problem with Mother Teresa, Lionel? My grandmother worshipped Mother Teresa.
Mother Teresa was one of the biggest. Go back and read what she really wanted to do about her. I tell you, the best person ever to speak about her was Christopher Hitchens. She was how basically the whole story about how she was born on my birthday, by the way. We both shared. It's one of the biggest myths ever. She was, if anybody was a cold-blooded, horrible murderer, it's Mother Teresa. Read the truth. Remember, the best people okay, I got one for you. Winston Churchill. That's one of the biggest cons ever. Oh my God. And I don't want to, but we'll do the same thing. I'll give you stories about Abraham Lincoln. The better they are, the more you have to be suspect. But let's go back to this because I've got to wrap this thing up. I want you to understand, Justin Bieber, I don't want to say, remember I told you this, but think like people. Who owns the catalog? Who owns his stuff? Does he own it? Did he already pawn that away? I hope he owns that, because if he, like most people, sold that, because remember, if you're Bob Dylan, if you're Bruce Springsteen, if you're anybody and you sell your catalog, what do you think is going to happen to that? Who's going to want to go out and listen to a Bruce Springsteen record now? Anybody? You think there's going to be Born to Run? That's why these people are still doing concerts, because there's no money. That's why Clapton's still performing, for God's sake. Now, when something happens to Clapton, the movies and the testimonials and the reissues, and I'm just saying, because there's a lot of sick people out there. Because remember, the moment you become worth more in a different state, you better be very careful. That's all I'm going to say. And look at all the people. How many people does he support every single day and week? How many people? What's his nut? Where is this money coming from? Where is this? Look at Diddy. He's leveraged to the... What does he own? What does he have? Catalogs? Okay, fine. He's going to end up with nothing. Who is maintaining it now? How has he not gone into any kind of bankruptcy, Chapter 11 or something, to protect his assets from all this stuff? I don't understand how this is happening. I swear to God. So it's going to be very interesting.
So with these artists then, who are worth more on a live, what do they do? Just bring in the doctors and au revoir?
Michael Jackson, Propofol, Elvis. I mean, Elvis at the last. Remember Elvis? Doc was it? I don't know if Parker owned him or Elvis. You are worth more just by virtue of what you're doing. And you would think, okay, why is there going to be a run on Bieber? I don't know. Why was there a run in the first place? Bieber, my music, I'm into 70s and jazz and, R&B and that kind of thing. Old classic rock. I don't know anything about him. He is like the Vanilla Ice of whatever this is. He's like this knockoff. I don't know what you want to call him, but listen, that's the way it is. Taylor Swift. There's an article. Watch this the great Rick Beato. Wonderful YouTube. Wonderful. He's with a guy named Bob Lefsetz, and they're talking about the new music today. And he says, go up to somebody and say, give me your top 3 Taylor Swift hits. Your top 3 songs you love. What about Beyonce? Beyonce, what is she, 50 years old? With it's a different world today. What is so special about her? I don't get it. And I'm not saying because she's okay. The music isn't complicated. She doesn't. The image with these stupid wigs and the Celts and the whole Super Bowl thing. What is it? I don't understand it. It's a new everything. So forget the idea of talent. Forget the idea. There is so much. Let me just leave you with this. There is so much great stuff on YouTube. Great guitar players. Great singers. Great. Rick Beato has turned me on to more. There are guitar players. People playing at levels I've never. Picking in styles I've never even said, what are you doing? It's incredible. And then there's this. What is this? I mean, I guess she's okay for teenagers. She puts on a hell of a concert. I understand that. But if you think she's big now, God forbid something happened to her. Oh, that's the way I would have ninjas around me at all times if I were Justin Bieber. Do not let me go out. And the first one I'd look to is all the people around me. My wife, her family, the partner, the driver. Think about it. The books, the movies, his life story, who would play him. Christian Bale's probably lose all that weight again. You got to lose weight. See, that's the worst part. It's great to be Robert De Niro. Listen, you got to put on 50 pounds. Make it 100 and you got a deal. but somebody's got to lose weight and walk around with sores on. But think about it. It's a story. They'll sell it on Hulu in 5 parts. Oh my God. Behind the scenes. That's still my favorite right there.
This is worth revisiting, I think.
Now remember this.
What does Lionel think of Jayden Smith?
Imagine they got Jayden, said, Jayden, yeah, sit down. What is it? I got an idea. What is it, Dad? Well, you got to help me and your mom. What do I do? Well, I got into some problem. I slapped the shit out of whatever. Yeah, nobody likes me anymore. So anyway, I want you to do me a favor. Kanye West has got that floozy, that thing walking around with her ass hanging out. You understand this? Okay. So I got to do something better. And I can't do it, but you can help me. I got this thing I want you to wear. It's basically a castle or something on your head. And you're going to walk around with this. Are you kidding me? I'm serious. You got to help me out. I'm your old man. Why am I doing this? Because they'll talk about it. Shaun Attwood will talk about it. Shaun Attwood talks about anything. I know, but it's different. You got to do this for me. For the rest of your life, this picture will be in our collective way of thinking. They will remember him. Casey McIver will say, I remember this. I'll remember this. And when he walked in, he goes, what the fuck is this? Oh, it's a long story. My father wanted me to wear it. What is it? I don't even know what it is. What is this, a drawbridge? Imagine he goes to the men's room, got to take a leak, and you're standing next to him at the urinal. Come on, I can't take this off. Can't get an Uber. Would you take that off? I can't. You want to check that at the door? Or you're in the award ceremony and some poor bastard is sitting behind you. I can't see with this. You've got Buckingham Palace in your head. What is this? It's a long story. My father, what? He slapped the shit out of this guy, and now he's trying, and I don't know. How long do I got to wear this? The whole night? My neck is killing me. Now, if Beiber came out wearing this, that would be something. He would tip over. See, I wanted to time that when you were drinking because I wanted to come right through your nose. That was
almost got me. I want
to come right there. All right, my friend. I've had enough of this.
Oh,
you're a good man.
Oh, what's a note? What's a note to finish on? Thank you, Lionel. I really appreciate you coming on. You are a good man.
Well, now that I've exhausted, now that I've completely spent I'm going to be doing my live show at Lionel Nation coming up, and I'm going to be like this. Anyway, sorry, I'm a little tired. You scream for an hour at this other show. But anyway, no, the bottom line is we'll do this again. And I hate to say it. I don't want to be right, but if something happens to him, remember you heard it here first. And watch what happens immediately thereafter. It's just...
And I've just put the link for Lionel's channel in the live chat. It's in the description box. Go over to Lionel's channel. He's going live shortly.
That's right. All right, brother. You take care, my friend. And to all and to all of those who watched tonight, thank you very much. All right. Ta-ta.
Ta-ta. Bye-bye. Thank you for tuning in, everybody. Lionel's links are in the description. And some of you asked also in the chat earlier on about my book that was released today. There it is. Sit Down with Female Gangsters. It's on Amazon UK. And it's got the stories of 10 of my podcast guests, hard-hitting, including Linda Calvi, the Black Widow, is in there. I know people were asking about that. So let me let you guys know what's coming up. So Ron has got a big one tomorrow with Big Homie and Bev, Surviving the Life podcast. Saturday, 5 p.m. UK, we've got Lee Harvey Oswald's best friend. No, Minsk is not in Russia. I was corrected. I apologize. He's in Minsk now, but he was with Oswald in Siberia, I believe. And then Sunday night, ex-London Metropolitan Cop John Wedger is back. And then I think it's Tuesday night, we've got JFK Conspiracy and the Secret Service. And that's just a fraction of what we've got going on. We're going to have loads. Do we have a sleep? I do need to get some sleep. The only man Escobar was afraid of was Griselda Blanco. I am speaking to Griselda Blanco's son, Michael Corleone Blanco. And I was really moved watching his story. He's done a few podcasts, and I would love to get him on, actually. He's a fascinating character, yeah. And she's got, Griselda had a hell of a story as well. All right, much love, wherever you are in the world. Stay healthy. Avoid the things that they are contaminating our bodies with. And let's try and survive and thrive when we are surrounded by these ever-present dangers. So, back tomorrow. See all y'all then. Have a good day, evening, morning, wherever you